you all for tuning in. Let me do some corrections because on this Facebook, I don't know, it doesn't want me to be great and it does not allow me to go public. So let me first make sure that everything is screening good on Facebook and that you guys can see me and I can see you. Same thing on LinkedIn. Man, it pays to have multiple devices, I tell you. All right, all right. Let's see what's going on. Okay, I see video. All right, so let me make it public. Yes, so people can see. Boom, boom, boom. That's changed. All right. Hey, hey, now I can see the comments as they come in. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we're set on that one. Yep, you know we got multiple. So let me go on over here on the LinkedIn and do a check on it to make sure we're good. Give some people some time to come on in too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are now tuning in to Real Talk with Real Women Grinding. So happy to see each every one of you that's coming up on the screen. If I don't get to shout you out, please forgive me. I am getting it together. Y'all know I am. All right, let's see here. On LinkedIn, what we got. And the video is popping on LinkedIn. We are cooking with Crisco. Yes, woohoo. Okay, there we go. All right, so super duper excited. Thank you for joining in and tuning in. My name is ℚ𝑒𝒶𝓁, also known as the Travel Vet, and we do Real Talk with Real Women Grinding every Thursday, same time, same bat channel at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm currently in Quebec, Canada right now, and it's kind of cold here, like cold, really. I'm not used to it coming from Costa Rica, but it is a beautiful city, Canada, beautiful people. I got a chance to catch up with some people from online, offline within the MomLink community, and that is exactly who I'm bringing up is one of the speakers who are from the MomLink community, one of the members. She's a magnificent woman. When I tell you she's a mom, she's a wife, you know, she's everything to everyone. When I tell you that, she is a servant leader. She has a heart that's always wanting to help women, the busy mom, you know, career mom, you know, corporate mom, you know, housewife mom. Yep, housewife mom. They busy too. Stay at home moms, you know, raising your children, teaching them, and being a housewife mom. All of that, entrepreneur, business minded, oriented women. But her focus is to allow us as women to be able to maintain a semblance of balance and health within the realms of everything that we already have to do. Because how many of you go throughout the day, you get up in the morning, you either getting the children ready or you getting yourself ready, getting the husband ready, y'all heard me right, getting the husband ready. How many of you have done that in the morning and then didn't get nothing to eat? You're already out the door. You didn't get a coffee, you didn't get a sandwich, you didn't get anything, but you out the door, ready to rock and roll, but you don't have any nourishment. Pick me. I have been that. And then you find yourself continuously throughout the day, you know, the op tempo, it doesn't seem to slow down, especially if it's one of those Mondays, right? A Monday could be on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, Thursday, where you just be like, what is happening today? But it will happen, right? And then you just don't have that time. And then you're done with your work day. You're back at home, back in the mode of got to pick up the children or cook dinner or go to school. Yep, some of us is even hiring up in our upper level management, but we don't have time for ourselves and we don't know how to balance. So I want to bring up the subject matter expert who is all about helping us understand that we can still do what we need to do and take care of ourselves and be who we need to be as mothers, as wives, as sisters, as aunts, as powerhouse boss ladies, as career corporate minded management team gurus, whatever it is that we do, we can do it and balance at the same time. So I want to introduce to some and reintroduce to others, none other than my sister in success, this lovely young lady right here, Mary Massey. Hey, beautiful.
Hi, Janae. Thank you so much for having me.
How are you?
I am great. You're over there in Quebec. I'm here in New Jersey wearing a tank top and cold. I start off my days thinking that it's all sunshine and rainbows and the palm trees are outside and I can feel the ocean breeze. But reality check, when I come downstairs, I'm like, okay, I got to put something over me because, it's all a mindset thing.
I feel you. Listen, everyone. I met Mary on the platform of the Mom Link. We all Clubhouse, right? I keep telling you, it's one of the best social media apps when it comes to connections. If you're looking to build your network, then go to Clubhouse. It's a great start, a good foundation as an audio app where you can just put your headphones in your ear and keep it moving. If you choose to chat, you can, but the connections you make are very profound because if y'all didn't know, relationships is the best currency, but you can immediately take it offline. And that's exactly what me and Mary did. I've had a chance to be a part of her. On a panel with her for health and wellness symposiums that we do in Clubhouse and we do on Zoom to help women in this last few months of the quarter and beginning of the next quarter, get their mind right, not just their mind, but their bodies, all of it together. It's just not one or the other, but everything. And so she's on that panel. And so we've had these conversations of great things and nuggets she's dropped. And man, if I tell you, if that ain't it, y'all, you guys, this girl is a social media queen, a guru. I'm just going to give an example, and she don't even know I'm doing this because this is not scripted. No paid actresses are here, right? So we were doing LinkedIn, right? A lot of young ladies in the Mom Link were doing a LinkedIn challenge. I've had LinkedIn for a while. I just been doing it, but not really, being productive on it, but just know about it and know that it exists because there's so many platforms, right? She was like, okay, all right, I've been fighting the bullet, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. And so next thing you know, all I see is these things popping up from Mary, like boom, 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 like great information, great tips. Now she's showing other people, this is how you use LinkedIn. And I was like, I mean, it was just so amazing to see how she does it. Newsletters. I was like, she got a newsletter on LinkedIn. How you do that? Just that kind of stuff. That's the kind of person she is. If she's going to do it, she's going to figure out how to do it. And then she's going to teach other people how to do it. I told you, servant leadership. So let me not steal her thunder, but I'm moving myself out of the way so Miss Mary can tell us who she is and what it is that she does. Go ahead, Miss Mary.
Yeah, well, all the things basically. Now, when people ask me what is it that I do, I just say, what do you need? Because there's just so much there. And I'm so grateful and blessed to be able to have that thirst for knowledge from early on. When I started to go into entrepreneurship, I was pregnant. I knew that I wasn't going to go back to corporate. I knew that I wanted to stay home with my daughter. So that's where my business journey began, and it all comes from my dad too, because he was very entrepreneurial. The man did so much, and he really instilled in me that entrepreneurship drive and thirst. So that's what I did. I decided to stay home. I was working in the web design and development field at the time for a big corporation, and while I was pregnant and getting ready, to have my daughter, my husband and I had decided that that was it. We weren't going to be dealing with daycare or anything. So we had to not only strap our belts a little bit, but I also had to strategize and think of different ways to bring in that income. So I did have a list of clients already on the side. So when I stopped working in corporate, I had a nice list of people that I was working with, small businesses in the US, out of state, Canada, and even all the way out in Nigeria. So it grew, and it grew really nicely. I hired people to work with me to help me with some of the things that I couldn't do on my own, and whatever I did that I didn't know I would learn. So there are things that you decide to do that you like to do. So I always say just stick to your zone of genius, to do the things that you really enjoy within a business, because it's very easy to get overwhelmed and bogged down by all the things that go into being a business owner that turn you off, and then you don't want to do these things. So fast forward to a few years after, I lost my dad and I got really, really depressed. And I found fitness. I found myself in a Zumba class. This is back in 2007, and that really reinvigorated me, the music, everything about it, that sense of community. And 2 years after that, I became a Zumba instructor myself. So it went from web design, development, video editing, and all the things that have to do with that and small businesses, to finally going deeper into my own fitness, nutrition, personal training, and then that led to life coaching when I saw a big need for a real mindset transformation. So that is where I am now. I combine the two to serve women in business and help them to balance their self-care and their entrepreneurship or their career.
Listen, did y'all hear that? I heard a few things that she said. One, life change. She had a life change, decided uh, together. That's another thing I heard. I heard that together they made a decision together to stay at home, for her to stay at home, have be a mom, but yet do the things she needed to do together. So that was the first thing. You know, as an entrepreneur, as a female entrepreneur, being married, you have got to have the buy-in of your family whenever you're doing whatever you're doing. Period. Because the struggle is already something when you sometimes can be lonely on the journey if you don't have a
Yeah.
tribe like the Mom Link, where you can have a community to help support you, or I'm a part of another organization, Black Queens Matter, you know, different communities of women that help to empower women, basically. So when you are down, you have someone to help lift you up. So if you don't have that tribe, then you want to be able to have that support at the
Mm.
house, you know, your husband, your spouse, your children, even, right?
Yes.
Because it makes a difference in how you're going to move. You
Mhm.
know, if you have thoughts in your head about, man, my baby is this and I'm missing this or missing that, or oh, my husband, I can't speak with him or I can't talk with him right now, or you know, different things like that, because
Yeah.
that's the stuff that's going to happen. But
Mhm.
you heard that's one thing that Mary did out the gate. And then two, she reached out to already who she had in her network, you know, and your network is your net worth. So I think a lot of people married like wants to start all over. They like want to close out the people that they had, and they don't even, you know, reach out to them and let them know, hey, I'm doing this. I'm thinking about doing this. Want to get your
Yeah.
feedback? They just go to the right and just go
Mhm.
make some new friends and forget about the old associates and stuff like that. But you
Mhm.
didn't. You was like, I had a list. And then that list grew.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was the second thing that you did. So you did a lot of the key things as entrepreneurs that we're supposed to do just because of things that happen in your life. And the last thing is when your father passed away, may he rest in peace in heaven, you turn to a whole different thing that will give you energy, a different outlet, instead of
Mhm.
turning to an outlet of that chocolate cake sure look good, that chocolate ice cream sure look good, or you know that pecan pie. You know, y'all know how we do. Okay, well maybe how I do. How
No,
about that? Let me
I
talk
still
about
eat it all, Janae. I eat it all.
but she found it in something else where she can just, you know, let it all out. And then she became passionate about it. So the third thing she did was she added something to her platter, but it didn't seem like it was extra because it was something she was doing already,
Mhm.
and incorporated that into her lifestyle and all the changes that went with it. So Mary, you done just by telling us who you are and what you have done and what your organization is, you have done the basic things that a lot of us strive to do and not know how to do and when to do it. But I know that's where you come into play at, because you have the experience,
Yeah.
you've been there, so now you can talk about it intelligently with them and have these conversations like we're having, to be like, oh, I'm having a baby. Okay, great. Let me tell you how that works. You know, you could do a
Yes.
lot
Mhm.
of things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or um, I'm having a job change, or I'm
Mhm.
having to go pivot basically and do something different. So speak on that, on how when you were making these changes, I know it wasn't effortlessly for you, but I know you're all about the mind.
Yeah.
So what was it that you did first when you were going through these changes that allowed you to like stay kind of steady, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, which change are you talking about? Because there were so many and
Let's go with the first one, because I know a lot of women go from their corporate jobs or a job,
Yeah.
and then they find themselves as stay-at-home moms.
Right,
The
right.
pandemic actually did that to a lot of
Oh,
women, and
yes.
some of them haven't found their footing yet. So
Mhm.
let's start with that one.
Yeah, yeah. So I would say the main thing, and you make it sound almost like I kind of already knew what to do, but I really didn't. I just acted. I didn't think about things too much. I'm very impulsive. If I have a new idea, I run with it. I think about the consequences later sometimes, like they say entrepreneurship is jumping out the window and building a ladder on the way down. And that is so me. And it takes a certain type of person to be that way. And also another type of person to deal with somebody on a daily basis who is that way. So I would say if you have a corporate job and you are considering going into business for yourself, think about what it is that you like to do. Think about something that brings you joy, because yes, we go into business for money, but we also want to enjoy what we do. And we also must understand who we are at our core, like understand your identity. For me, I've always been very introverted. So that's why working behind the screen was perfect for me. Working on developing websites, creating designs. And I have to tell you something, Janae, even though I had clients in town or in state, I never met with them in person. I
Mm.
always did things online. I always spoke to them on the phone. This is before even Zoom came about,
Wow.
because that was my personality. Now, you might be somebody who I have a friend, my friend Karen, who enjoys meeting with her clients, driving out. I'm like, girl, I'm not doing that, but God bless you for doing that. So everybody does things in the way that works for them. So the answer there is really understand who you are, understand your personality really well, and understand also that if something doesn't work out in the way that you were expecting it to, that it's okay. It's totally okay to change and pivot and to try something else. Never look at what doesn't work out as a failure. Look at it as something that really is preparing you for the next thing, because we don't know what's around the corner. And every experience, every so-called, setback has been setting me up for something better. And now here I am, and I'm crazy excited about the new year. So I hope that that answers your question.
It really does, because you said a whole lot. One, as an entrepreneur, you said jumping in and then have the letter go down, and we talked about, I think, on a different segment, that, entrepreneurs are risk takers. Risk
Mhm.
takers are money makers, and they are action takers. So
Yes.
with that, there's not a lot of thought behind it. So when you feel like you're just jumping into the fire, you know that you have to, at sometimes,
Right.
you just really do, just to go. Billionaires even talk about, read this book, 10 Distinctions Between a Millionaire and the Middle Class by Kirk Cameron, and he talks about it. They don't really sit by and kind of work it out.
Right.
They just
Right.
like, boop, an opportunity presents itself and they go with
Mhm.
it. So you said that. And then you said, don't worry about when you fail, because it's not a matter if you fail,
Mhm.
when you fail.
Right.
But basically, your setback is getting you ready and prepared for a comeback. And
Yeah.
as I like to say, I don't push religion on anyone, but I always say that when you have your design of your plan out, right, God also has his as well.
Right. Mm.
So while it may not be in your time, it is well within his time. And what he's
100%.
doing, is like, you're like that turkey in the oven. and he just got you in there and you just cooking and basting and roasting away, but at the same time you're getting prepared for a
Yes.
feast. Your feast is going to be whatever your table that you have created. So whatever it is that's going to come your way, you're going to be ready for it. You'd rather be prepared than not prepared, but it's
Mhm.
okay. So time is of the essence, not in your time. And then you said it's okay to fail, right? So fail your way forward and learn as you go. It's okay to make the mistakes, learn and grow. So if you didn't get anything about from your failure, then okay, we might have to go revisit that lesson again. But when you
Yes, yes.
do, it's okay. And so Miss Mary, she did a lot of changes, she did a lot of things, and she did not have it planned out. But now here you are. How long you been an entrepreneur, Miss Mary? Now?
About 19 years.
So becoming a mom, becoming an entrepreneur, all at the same time, being a wife. Now, y'all understand this kind of happened in the last 2 years, 3 years to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we still resonate with that. So if you're in this boat, I want you to put in the chat, me. If you're looking at the replay, me. If you can really a testament of once having a job, doing something, then all of a sudden find yourself at home raising your children and then starting a business and being a wife, put in the chat me. So, and you didn't think about it. You just reacted and was just staying afloat and doing what you needed to do to go to the next level. Now, you've been an entrepreneur for 19 years. That was then. This is now.
Mhm.
So now that you're seasoned, what would you tell people when it comes to their mindset before they get started, or even if they're already like started in business? What is one thing that you can tell them in reference to this muscle right here
Yeah.
that would help them in their career?
Yeah, well, it's all connected. Your mind and your body are connected. There's no way to disconnect that, right? So I would say get yourself a mentor or a
Okay.
coach, because coaching and mentorship are the best shortcuts to success. I didn't have that. I was all over the place. I had to fall on my face a few times and pick myself up and keep going, because that's just the way that I am. I don't give up. I can't see myself sitting on a beach somewhere for too long because I start to get antsy. Everybody who knows me knows that I just don't stop. But it's important to also get that mentorship and that coaching, somebody that can really teach you how to think differently and teach you how to strategize in a way that is not going to cost you a ton of heartache, because it's not easy. My journey was not easy. And if I didn't have somebody as supportive as my husband, I would have probably given up a long time ago. I would have had to go back to work because you need that support at home. So understand yourself, get yourself a coach, really understand that it's okay to change. It's okay to change your mind. I don't understand why people always get hung up as thinking, I don't want people to think that I failed. It's okay. Listen, this is your life. This is your life. And if you, on the way to creating that one business, you found something else that really fulfills you and lights you up, and that really, when you talk about it, people can say, whoa, look at her, she's lighting up. Do that and figure out a way to monetize that. And the last thing too that I want to say is that I did not do it all on my own. Having the support of my husband is one thing, but having the man upstairs,
Right. Amen.
okay,
Mhm.
if it weren't for that,
Yes.
for my faith, I wouldn't get out of bed. People always ask me, how do you do it, Mary? How do you do it? It's like, it's by the grace of God.
Yes.
And I have to say this because a lot of people walk around without any meaning in their life, and they're trying to grasp at things, trying to, identify with that business, your entrepreneurship, your partner, your kids. That's not your identity. You are you, and you need somebody to carry all the things that you cannot carry on your own. We all have things. We all have quote unquote struggles and heartache and deception, and we cry, all of that. But it's
Yes.
important to have somebody to give it all to, so that we can operate at our best. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Woo! Listen, I love that. Your purpose, basically. She said, "Y'all get a first of all, get your coach or get your mentor.
Yes.
Get your
I didn't
coach
have
or
that. I didn't have that when I started, so I had to figure it out on my own, and I did, but it took a long time.
listen." And when you do that, y'all understand that not all mentors are going to accept you. Some mentors give you an interview. So, but then also understand that you don't necessarily have to be in the presence of your mentor. Like Les Brown has been a mentor of mine for so
Mhm.
long. He don't know it, but when I finally got a chance to meet him, I said, "Hey, do you know that you've been my mentor and my son's mentor?" I said, "Because of your YouTube videos, those things are very key as a single mom. The words that he spoke resonated with young men. Like, I'll be listening to it, and my son was like, "Well, what is that? What you listening to?" And then he caught on. It's like, "Oh, that's cool." So I told him that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be someone that's directing, right there. What's that? The hip hop preacher, Eric Thomas,
Yeah,
whoever,
yeah.
Oprah,
Mhm.
these,
Lots
and
of free resources. That's what
yes,
started my journey into personal development and coaching, really, was all of these people, Chalene Johnson, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Amy Potterfield, Les Brown, who else? Lewis House. There are so many people, Mel Robbins, that were my coaches. And when I saw them and heard them and stepped into their programs and all of that, that's when everything exploded for me, because they all started somewhere. They started in far worse circumstances than I did, and you see them having done so many wonderful things and serving so many millions of people. And that's my calling. That's my purpose. I do all of this as a way to serve other women, because it's in me to kind of like let it out. I mean, I can't, I'm going to explode with all this stuff. Right. So I have to let it out. That's what God put me on this earth for.
that is it. So, listen, she said she found them. They're a free resource, and then she invested. I don't want y'all to miss that part.
Yep.
She invested. Okay, she found them. That was for free, and then she invested. Mm.
Hmm.
And now look at who she is and what she's doing to help others 19 years later. If you feel like you know it all and you don't need anyone else to, help you or guide you, and you're winning, then you're already losing. Because the minute you say to yourself that I'm there and I can't receive or, learn anything new, you're already losing. Because the key of just being an adult or just being a human in general is to be able to learn something new every day in life, in your business, in your career, whatever it is. Even children can teach you something, right? So it's always having your mind to be like, I'm green and glowing, G to G. I'm always green and growing, period. So you never arrive, put it that way. You never arrive.
That's right.
I billionaires even say, they're Oprah still, she's like, I'm not there yet. Man,
Mhm.
Oprah, you got this, you got that, you got this, you got that. I'm not there yet. There always continues to go. And we're just like, can we have a fraction of what you have? Just a fraction, and we feel like we'll be there. No, but when you get your mindset, that mentality, you will never be just satisfied with what you have. Mary has a wealth of knowledge. She can just go and be like, I'm good. I'm great. My daughter is good. She's in college. I have my little man, all that, and can go and be pleasant at home. But that doesn't satisfy her. She said to find something that's going to drive you, that people can see the light in you, that when you talk about it, you're just going to shine bright. That's what your purpose is. I think a lot of people go out searching for their purpose, looking for it, when sometimes you just can sit still and just listen, and your purpose will find you by the things that you already are doing. Just you simply writing down the things that give you life. When you're doing them, you'll find a common trend of the things that you wrote down that makes that light shine, that makes you passionate about it. And then if you look deeper and you have a coach or a mentor, they're going to ask you some more questions about it. They're going to say, let's dig deep. Well, why is that? Drill down. And then you'll find that why behind that purpose of why that light every time you do this certain action makes you shine. It's a partnership. You can't really do it by yourself, because I love what Nicole says about the frame. You can't see yourself because you're in the picture or inside the
Yeah.
frame, you know?
Mhm. I like
And
to say, and I don't remember where I heard this, but you can't read the label if you're inside of the jar.
oh, that's good. Yes. So y'all get the concept. If you're in it, you can't see outside. So
Yeah.
sometimes you need that lens to be provided from a different person. And so when Miss Mary gave a recommendation of having a coach or finding a mentor, that is key. That is key. So Miss Mary, you have dropped so many gems on here for individuals to learn from, for that mom, for that woman, for anybody. But there's one last question I want to ask you, because I hear this a lot, and I just kind of want you to touch bases on before we wrap up.
Sure.
There is no such thing as life balance. How can I balance being a mom, work, and life, and all this other stuff? I got fur babies, four-legged ones. I got two-legged ones. What do I do? There's no such thing. I've tried. It's not successful. I got a calendar. It doesn't work. So the myth of it doesn't work. There's no balance for the busy woman. Can you expound on that?
Absolutely. I would say be intentional with your time, extremely intentional, because balancing, we use that word a lot, but if you think of it, if you're a balancing act, right? You have one thing on one hand and one thing on the other hand, you got two things going. You know what I mean? How
Mhm.
about we focus on the one thing and do that really well, and then we go and we focus on the other thing. So when I say that you have to be intentional with your day, you get up, you have your morning routine. Doesn't matter. I like to sleep in, but the first thing out of my eye, as soon as I'm conscious, I haven't even opened my eyes yet, and I say, thank you, Father, for another day. Thank you. No matter what
Yes.
the day brings, I know you have me. Please allow me to be a light to others. I teach a lot of fitness classes. I'm exposed to hundreds of people a week in person. They all take my energy and I give it freely. Okay. Now, on the days when I do have other things going on, like today was super busy, I have a calendar. I'm not the most organized person, so it's important for me to understand where my weak spots are and how to improve those so that I am balancing and not going crazy, right? So that means that when my son comes home, there's only something else that I have to do maybe, and then I'm with him and he knows, my kids know that it's important for me to do certain things. So rather than thinking about balancing, think about a way where you can be very intentional in also fitting in what is important to you, your self-care. Because the balance that we sometimes talk about comes from us feeling at peace with what we have going on, no matter how busy the day is. And that joy and that peace that we have to nurture that. We have to make sure that we find time for ourselves, that we really understand what self-care truly is. And when I talk to my clients about this, we go through identity first. Who are you? Your boundaries, how to set proper boundaries with anything and everything around you, your spouse, your kids, your work, your friends, your business, your career, right? Setting proper boundaries and then understanding what self-care truly means so that you show up for yourself. You eat well, you exercise, you practice mindfulness, you practice
Mhm.
prayer, and you show up
Mhm.
with intention to your business, to your career, for your friends, and for your family. So that's what balance is all about, is really when somebody looks at you, they
Oh, we lost her connection. Not sure why here. We did. Man, you know what? The devil is a liar. Boy, she was getting into it. Did you hear it? There she is. Here we go. Woo, boy. I was gonna have to pass a collection plate.
yeah, I
I
don't know
said
what
the devil.
happened.
I said the devil's a liar because you was on it. You know what I'm saying? You was boom, boom, boom. We got to find that life balance. Go ahead. Come on. Pick
Yeah,
it up. Pick
yeah,
it up.
so I was like, how do you keep it together? Well, you're intentional with all the little things that you have going on, but at the core of me is peace, and nobody messes with that. Right? Nobody messes with that. So if I'm willing to put myself out there for this thing or that thing, I know that it's working with all of the other things that I have going on. But I have to give a huge shout out to my husband. I know not everybody has this, but he picks up my slack every time. He knows that he is nurturing me by allowing me to be me and to do all the things. And when I come home, sometimes the dishes are done. He started doing the laundry when I was pregnant with Kiana, almost 19 years ago, right? He started doing laundry because he didn't want me lifting the heavy basket, and now he's got his system. So I have that. I have that help. And I would say if you don't have that, think about prioritizing, because I know not everybody's going to have somebody at home who supports them that way. And think about where it is that you need to make those changes so that you do honor what you truly need and what is truly important to you. So yeah, that's in a bit of a nutshell, that's basically all about intentionality, showing up no matter what you do with intention, being fully
Mhm.
present.
So that's the myth buster, you guys. It's not that you cannot do it. It's just that you have to be intentional about doing it. And I love how she said balance. That's just a word. What does that really mean? They're right. The scales. Oh my gosh, that was good. I've never had anyone do that scales, and it made more sense to me because reality, really? Can you really do balance stuff? No, something's always going to weigh more than the other thing. So now, how are you going to be intentional about it and dealing with it makes so much sense. See, and that's why I have these awesome ladies on this show so they can enlighten me, enlighten you. We learn from it. So, Miss Mary, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to do me the honor to share who you are, what it is that you do, and how you empower other women to be able to be successful, even though they're extremely busy with their lives. And so, if you guys want to connect with Miss Mary, I have her here, and I put it right here down here in the chat because y'all know when I put it up here, y'all don't do right. So I started learning to put it in the chat. So all y'all gotta do is push the button. Push the button.
Mm.
Yeah, I know how y'all work. So now if you just push the link, you can just go straight to her website and check her out. You can email her. That's the total wellness at marymassey.com. And then www.marymassey.com is her website. And then you can catch her on Instagram at Mary Massey Fit. So all these things, you guys can just click it and link and connect with her. We have Miss Cherie. Hey, Miss Cherie out there. She says prioritizing intentionality and setting boundaries. She said, thank you for those reminders for peace and joy.
Yeah.
Impactful. So thank
Mhm.
you, thank you, thank you. Last, I'm gonna leave the closing remarks to you. What is it that you want to say to the audience that you have going on, or anything
Mhm.
that you want to depart with this?
Yeah, just, Cherie, thank you for saying that. And that peace and joy, if you already have it here, you're going to radiate it no matter what you're doing, your business, your work, even it doesn't matter what your career is or what you're doing, whether you are working in the post office or working on the penthouse suite at some corporation. What you carry inside of you is going to what's the word I'm looking for? You're going to exude that peace and that joy, and you're going to bring it to everybody around you. That's what it's about, to really understand that you are blessed enough to have this business, this career, this way of making money, this way of making an impact to those around you, this way of becoming an influence to others. So please understand that, because there are too many people who are walking around complaining about the things that they have to do. Oh man, I gotta, oh, it's Monday. I love Mondays, right? I love Mondays. Why are you disliking Monday so much? If you don't like it, do something about it. You have the power to do it. There are people who are living on the street and have gone on to make millions of dollars. It's a fact. I'm not making this up. You guys know. Dive into that personal development and growth, and you'll see for yourself, and you'll see that there are so many opportunities. I posted something I think it was yesterday, on Instagram and Facebook. Divorce the sad story of your past so that you can marry the unlimited potential of your future. Okay.
Whoa.
So, no
I'm
more
going to go
making excuses. No
check.
more making excuses. You have to divorce that person that you were in order to become somebody great, somebody that you are going to be proud of, somebody that is going to leave a legacy. And that's important for me, coming from where I come from, coming from poverty, coming from a third world country. And here I am living a great life. Thank God for that. So I have a few things coming up. I'm excited about the future. I have a program coming up, but I would say, you know what, just set up a call with me and let me know what it is that I can do for you. It's not all the things that I have going on, it's what you need. So I would love to hear from you. Email me or use the calendar link on my website, calendar.marymassey.com. Super simple. Let's set up a 15-minute call and let's see what you need and how I might be able to, if I can't help you, I can point you in the right direction. Okay. The network just keeps getting bigger and bigger and I love it. So thank you so very much for having me here, ℚ𝑒𝓁.
Awesome. Listen, I'm still on that divorce your past self, y'all. Did she drop the mic? Do y'all want to pass the collection plate?
Yeah.
Divorce your past self so you can be the person you were intended to be.
Yeah.
I hear so many
Yeah.
times, Mary, talking about write the letter to your future
Yeah.
self. Okay, that's great now. But first, can we get those divorce papers completed for our past self before we
Mhm.
start writing our letters to our future self? Because that's big.
Yeah. No,
Let
you
it go.
can't. Listen, ℚ𝑒𝓁, there's a lot of heartache in my past. There's a lot of sadness. And if I were constantly holding on to
A lot
that,
of heartache in my past.
I
There's a
wouldn't
lot
be
of
able to.
sadness. And if I were constantly holding on to that,
A lot of
heartache in my past.
There we
Okay.
go. Yeah. So if I kept looking back, I wouldn't be able to see what's in front of me, you know? So when you're driving, and I heard somebody else say this too, like all of these things that I hear, they're just amazing. This is why the rear view mirror is so little and the windshield is huge, right? So
Mhm. Mhm.
you don't want to be focused on that rear view mirror for too long. You back up and then you go. Sometimes it's important to look back to see how far you've come, but don't get stuck there. Don't let that past shackle you. Don't let your past and your pain, be a shackle, be a chain. You can't drag that stuff forever, man. You got to let it go. You got to cut it. You got to stop being the person who you were in order to become the person that you were meant to be. And that's the only way around it. It's a decision. It's a split second decision. And now what do you have to do to get there? Reach out to somebody, look at those free YouTubes, look at all the resources, contact ℚ𝑒𝓁, man. This woman is a wealth of information and encouragement, and her personality just lights anybody up. So if you are feeling down, you're like, oh man, I'm so stuck, I don't know what to do. ℚ𝑒𝓁, can you help me? Can you help me? And just by having that positivity around you is going to impact you so much. There's a reason why God put us on this earth, and there's a reason why he brought us all together. And I'm so grateful for that, and so grateful for you, ℚ𝑒𝓁.
Oh man, that's so light. Look, she giving me my flowers, so I'm still living. I love them roses, boy. They pink and pretty and everything. Listen, you also have a retreat coming up, right? Still in
I do.
February. So
Yeah,
I want you
February
to drop
1st through the
that.
5th. I still have room if you want to come to me, come with me to Puerto Rico. We're going to Puerto Rico. We're going to do some amazing excursions. It's all inclusive. I'm going to do some yoga, some boxing. I'm bringing my favorite instructor with me. He is just an Adonis, okay? Like picture this amazing man, and he is so zen though, and just being in his presence really just calms me down. It's beautiful to be able to do this, but to go away and to center yourself so that when you come back to your everyday, you're in a
Mhm.
better place, because we have to remove ourselves from the environment sometimes.
Yeah.
We have to, there's no way around it. This is why I go away at least two times a year, twice a year. I'm out without my family, without my kids, because I need to make sure that I'm good when I come back to them. And it helps me as a woman, as a mom, as a friend, as a wife, everything. So consider it.
Listen, I y'all know I had to throw the travel plug in there because I knew what she was gonna say on that one. It because everyone who does that is like-minded like that. I don't never hear anybody say I'm traveling because I have to and I hate it. That never comes out around me. But she just said something, the key that most people do: live life, love, travel. Because she said one key thing first, I just travel twice a year, great, but one is specifically for her and her alone by herself to just do a reset. And ladies, That is what you need to do. If you have never done that before, moving in 2023 on your list of resolutions that you have, make sure you put travel for myself, not vacation with family. No, travel for yourself. And even if it's just going locally, you don't have to think out like going somewhere. Go into a hotel, find a nice hotel in your backyard that's really nice, that'll pamper you, bring your
Oh,
room
I gotta
service.
tell you something, Janae. I'm glad you brought that up because during the pandemic, there were at least 2 or 3 times when I checked myself into a hotel. I left the family and I was like, you know what? I need to work on this and work on that. Let me go check myself into a hotel, set up my ring cam, everything, and just get my stuff going, my email list. And I needed that, order room service. And there I was all by myself. All right. Overnight by myself and just enjoying it. And these are things that we have to do for ourselves. So if you're blessed enough to be able to do that, do it, do it. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help too, because I was very proud before. Mary 1.0 was very proud. This is Mary 2.0. Okay. Mary 2.0 knows now that she can't do it all alone. And why? You can't see my white hairs, but I would have avoided some white hairs in the process.
Listen, and so you know what? And you said something. If you can't do it, you need help. But I'm gonna go ahead and take that out your pocket and help somebody. Anyone who's listening to this right now, even if you're looking at the replay, #replay, DM me self-love, and I'll know that you're talking about this show. It got to be self-love because a lot of things going on in his head. Okay, so #self-love, DM me, Facebook, LinkedIn. I think I'm on the YouTube as well. DM me self-love, and then I will send you a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay voucher, which is good in the continental United States, to probably include in your backyard, to where you can get that getaway to go to do what you need to do. Okay. Because Mary said something proud. She said she was proud. And I know come on, Queens, we are. I'm just going to say we are very proud women, very proud people. But sometimes, hey, thank you. Somebody gonna give it to you, just say thank you and keep it on moving. Don't be proud, just say thank you and keep it on moving. I want to say thank you to Cherie. I want to thank you to Miss 𝒂𝓁 and Miss Robin. They've been chiming in. They've been putting in different chats. I've been trying to put them up there for you, Mary. Especially when you're talking about the small mirror, the back window, and the divorce papers. They was like blowing it up. Wow, like that was an epiphany. And then Sharif chimes in, 2023, put solo travel at least once on your vision board. Yes, indeed. So listen, everyone, thank you so much for allowing us to go over. Y'all know how sometimes the conversation just flows, and the devil was like, boom, she just took Mary away. Boy, couldn't have it. Popped her back. Y'all see, she kept moving. When she's passionate about her purpose, she don't miss a beat. I'm telling you, I was like, oh, that love offering need to go out. So I thank her for being who she is and being the woman of God that she is. That's a servant after his own heart, which means a testament. That is how she will do others as Jesus done to the ones that he served as well. So again, not pushing our religion, but y'all know how we roll. Just saying. So thank you guys for tuning in. You know how to connect with her. She got the retreat going up. That Adana she was talking about. Go look at marymassey.com, right? You will see her previous retreat photos and some videos on there. And I was like, look at that king. And he teaches yoga, y'all. So I was like, I never had a male yoga instructor before, but hey.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, y'all know how we go. So that's in February, Puerto Rico. Just FYI, you don't need a passport to go to Puerto Rico. You just need to get on a plane and go to Puerto Rico. So again, get on the website. You'll see all the information about it. You'll see that beautiful house that she has on the ocean front, that you just walk out to the ocean and enjoy the fun and the activity had our first one. So again, thank you, Mary. You guys don't miss out. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Come on in and participate. And Miss Cherie said, let's go. You guys, as we get ready to close this out, I always like to do this. Y'all know we like likes, we like hearts, as Gloria would say, and we like shares because sharing is caring. But we also want you guys to do a little activity with us. If you are driving, this is not for you. But if you are in a position where you can do so, Mary, you gonna help me out?
Absolutely.
Raise your hands in the air. Now wave him like you just don't care. Hey, come on, party people everywhere. Say yeah. Yeah. All right. So from there, I want you to bring it in and make an X in front of you. Your right hand should be on your left shoulder. Your left hand should be on your right shoulder. And I want you to squeeze. Listen, the best investment is you. So if no one has told you you're loved, guess what? We love you, and there's nothing you can do but simply love us back. We just told you. If no one has given you a hug today, we just sent you one virtually. But know that sometimes you are the best person for you because when it's all the chips are down, guess who the money is riding on? YOU. So take heart, keep your head up. It's Thankful Thursday. So when you go back in that cubicle and look at the other folks, or when you go out and do whatever to your left or your right, send them a smile no matter how much they in the inside they make you frown, okay? Because now you just got some powerful words from a powerful person that has told you and shared her story with you and gave you some tips on how to just let it go, let it go. Don't hold it back anymore. Y'all might need to listen to Frozen on that one. Miss Elsa, another power queen. But with that, you guys, take care. Share this with somebody if this doesn't apply to you, but you know somebody that can truly bless. Go ahead and share it. It doesn't cost a dime. It's FREE, free 99. All it means is you just click the button. All right. So take care. Be blessed.
Thank you, Janae.
We love you. Thank you, Robin. Hey, Miss Erica. You guys take care. And thank you all for joining in. Bye-bye.
Bye.